Hello folks out there, this is the rehearsal video for Oh Freedom. This is the melody line. So I'm just going to go ahead and start you from the top by playing this on the piano, and then I'll go back through and I'll go ahead and sing an a cappella for you guys. Here we go. So that was hearing everything just now with a really strict tempo. Now you'll notice at the top of the page it says freely. Also, if you look above a number of the chord arrests throughout this first 16 bars, we have a kind of half circle with a dot in the middle, which for those of you who don't know is a fermata. So look at the very second bar in where it says, oh, freedom, and then there's a fermata rest, which means sort of a grand pause. So we'll kind of feel that pause together. So these first 16 bars are something that you're going to want to feel together as a group. It's not going to be in a strict time. So now I'll go ahead and sing it through, taking just a little bit more of that kind of freedom of tempo and taking those grand pauses as we go through. Here we go. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom over me. And before I'd be a slave, I'd be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free. So one other thing that I would point out is, do you see hovering in between the second system down and the first system, all the way over in the last measure of the second system, where it says buried in my grave? Hovering in between those two systems are two sideways parallel lines. They're a bit high up on the page, but if they were lower, those are meant to indicate a big pause. So another one of those kind of like fermata rests after grave. So don't be afraid to take a lot of time, or not a lot of time, but a decent amount of time, a fair amount of time to take a breath there. That's what that's meant to mark. So when you're going through, and before I'd be a slave, I'd be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord. So take a time, a brief little pause there to take a breath before resetting and going on to and go home to my Lord. That's what that little guy's meant there to indicate. Great, so let's move on. So now if you look at where the chorus joins us at bar 17, you'll see that the tempo speeds up a little bit. Up above there you have a half note equals 96, and we're now in cut time, meaning that there are now 2 beats per measure as opposed to 4. So we're taking this a good deal faster now. So it starts off for the people singing the melody, whether you're a woman up here in a middle C, or if you're a male down here an octave lower at C3. Either way is fine. You'll find that the melody starts the same. The first 2 phrases are exactly the same that we just sang. But as we continue on, we're actually going to be filling out the top part of the chord so it's slightly higher once we get to Oh, Freedom Over Me. So go ahead and give a listen. Here we go. So now what you'll notice is, once we get down to bar 25, you'll notice that the melody line is now no longer the highest line. There's then a discant that comes in up on this F on bar 25 on an O. We're going to go ahead and cover the discant in a separate video, but just so that you guys know, then before I'd be a slave, I'd be buried in my grave, you're going to be the second line down. So the lower of the notes on that top treble clef staff. And then same thing, and go, home to my Lord and be free. You're going to be the bottom F of the two Fs. Or if you want to go ahead and pop up to the top F, you can totally do that too. Either way, totally fine. Any F's up for grabs. And go home to my Lord and be free. All of those work. So that's it. Thank you guys for joining us today. If you have any questions for us, pop over to the Facebook page at March Chorus NYC, or you can also send an email to marchchorusnyc@gmail.com. Thanks. See you out there.